Hey, y'all. On today's show, we help Jill transition from an agency model to an online membership.
Welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sands. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. Super excited to talk to another member of the Flip Your Life community today. I'm really pumped up because I've been hanging out with this person a little bit in a beta group I've got going for a new thing that is launching, the new Flip Your Life community. We're about to give everything an upgrade in the community, and our guest today was someone who jumped in at the beta opportunity. We've been hanging out, and I said, man, we have got to have you on the podcast. So our guest today is Jill Fox. Jill, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. I am absolutely thrilled to be here. I've gotten so much. I learned so much from you already.
And tell everybody how you found us, because you really actually have kind of just discovered Flip Lifestyle and the Flip Your Life community recently, right?
Well, I actually heard you both speak at FlynnCon, at Pat Flynn's event in San Diego last year. And what drew me to you, I'm a Northeasterner, so you wouldn't think, and I'm a grandma, not a current mom with little ones, so you wouldn't think I'd be like your match. But you guys were so honest and real and funny. And I really was thrilled listening to you. And I listened to your podcast ever since then. I think probably a couple hundred episodes, no joke, because it's always on in the car. And I think it was around January, I finally kicked myself in the butt and made myself, get into the membership. And I love it. It's been fun and it's been motivating because that's what's really gotten me going.
Yeah, that is amazing. And we loved going out to California and meeting all the people out there. And it's so cool that you just kind of binge listen to our podcast. And yeah, we are here to entertain, Jill.
So now that you've been hanging out with us on member calls and in beta groups and in the forums and all that stuff, are we still do we still make you laugh? And are we the same people you thought we would be when you saw us on stage?
100%. One thing I learned though, because Jocelyn kind of keeps you like on the track going in the direction you need to, she's hilarious too. And I didn't really realize that at the event so much, but she's really funny too. That's what I've learned. But yeah, you're exactly the same. That's what I like. I like real. I'm a born New Yorker. We like real.
Yeah, you got to keep it real, man. Yep. You got to be ruthlessly authentic if you're going to make it in this world for real. And Jocelyn, it's hilarious because Jocelyn is like, when we're together, like I talk like 80% of the time, and she talks like 20% of the time.
Maybe like 90.
Maybe 90-10. And but like when Jocelyn speaks, it's I call it a Jocelyn bomb. Because it's like when she says something, it is hysterical, or it is poignant, or it is real. Like it's amazing.
Well,
like,
and I sort of have a very like dry sense of humor, so you have to kind of like listen to it a little bit.
Yeah, she keeps me at my place too. I got to have somebody in my life that
I always say
cuts me down a peg every once in a while.
I say I'm his neutralizing acid. Like he's just like crazy energy, and I like just put a couple little drops of neutralizing acid in there from time to time. But it's fun. There's never a dull moment. So, well, let's hear a little bit about you. What have you been doing, the past, I don't know, the past lifetime? And like how did you get here, and what is it that you're doing online right now?
So right now I own a social media marketing agency. It's small, it's just me. And I work with very small businesses, and most of them are in regulated industries like medicine, law, accounting, education, in that space. And I really love what I do, and I have wonderful clients, but it isn't scalable. And just funny story, the way I learned social media, you'd think, okay, wait a minute, Jill, you're a grandma. What are you doing in that space? I learned by following my daughter, my oldest, on first it was MySpace, and then it was Facebook. And so I had to learn to keep track, because you got to keep track of your kids. Fortunately, they were good, but that's why and how I started learning. And then I just obsessively learned everything I could possibly learn. So I'm hoping to add a component and maybe make that the bigger component of my business in a membership space for people basically that didn't grow up with the internet, that have amazing life experience and so much to share, but what holds them back is not knowing how to market, being afraid of social media marketing. And I want the membership site to simplify that and motivate them and kind of walk them down the path to share those gifts. Because I think people that are older, you can't replace life experience. I don't care what else you have.
That's right.
I don't care how many degrees you got.
That's right.
Yeah, I
So
love
that's
that.
the direction I'm hoping to go.
I love that. And that's actually part of what I'm going to be working on at some point in the future. I'm going to be working on more of a brick and mortar type business. And what I want to do, it always makes me sad when businesses open up and people have a really good idea and they have a really good product or service, but they just don't know how to market. And so
Yes.
that's sort of part of what I'm going to be focusing on as well. And I love that because, people who have been in business for a million years, I think some of them are having trouble competing now because, they don't know how to take things online or they don't know how to do modern marketing. So,
Especially with social media, because I don't think people realize it's actually easier to market on Facebook locally than it is to go a big, broad, grow your audience, national, try to get 1 million people to pay attention to you. You can use social media marketing to get people to walk in your store just with a couple clicks of a button, right? And there's less competition locally, and you're trying to get more people to pay attention to you locally. Now, the thing about a social media marketing agency, this is a high monthly cost for these people, right? How much do you charge a month for your
Minimum
services?
of $1,000 a month now. And
Okay,
I basically do everything for them. I don't do their email marketing, but I do everything else, including I can even run their YouTube channel, whatever, it's from setting it up to posting to small content creation. I mean, I am obviously not going to write for my accountant or my doctor, medical clients,
Sure.
but I've got to pull out of what they have and create the content to, communicating with their anyone that questions a question or a message or anything like that. So it kind of runs the gamut. They basically just go, here, Jill, plop, and it's in my lap.
Right, exactly.
And they're great people. I have really great people, and they trust me, and that's a big blessing too.
How many clients do you have at any given time?
I probably have I think I've got about 7 right now.
Yeah.
And are they all local people right now?
No, most are local because I totally agree with what Shane just said, 100%. And that's how I always start everyone, start local. But I do have a couple in Florida actually as well. When I first started, I started my business for $7.99, bought the cheapy.net. My dad set it up and put it on his hosting platform. And that was my whole cost. So I went organic marketing and I did it all through LinkedIn. And that worked really well for me.
Love it. That's amazing. And LinkedIn's a powerful tool even for stuff like this. When you do go to the membership model, you're looking for the same person. You're just looking for
more of them.
More of them, right? And what's really cool is, so if you've got 7 people at $1,000 a month, even if your membership was only $50 a month, right? Which this is definitely this is probably $100 a month membership, to be honest with you, because if you can ever help people make more money, you can usually charge more. But with $50 a month, you would only need 140 members. It's not like you need an astronomical amount of members to just replace the income you have right now or double your revenue for, a few hours of time a month leading the community, especially with the courses. If you did charge $100 a month, we're talking 50 to 70 people before you're seeing massive growth, right? And being someone who knows how to use social media and knows how to get out there and do that networking type marketing on LinkedIn or whatever, that's going to be within reach, right? That's going to be within reach really, really fast. So tell me a little bit about what you're thinking about as a membership model. What are you going to do? What's your content going to look like? How do you want to build community? How do you want to lead it? What are you seeing right now for the membership chapter of Jill Fox's journey,
Well, one of the things I've been doing with the closures is taking some calls, just, not charging people, but some small business owners that find themselves stuck now. And, oh my gosh, I never did anything online. I never marketed online, and I've been talking with them. And what I found is that there's a whole lot of people that, and Jocelyn, you'll like hearing this, that need this service. So what I want to do with this membership site is to basically teach people that can't afford my agency, because it's too much for a small business owner. It really is a very small, entrepreneur or solopreneur. And I want to teach them to do this for themselves in a very simple fashion that won't take a ton of their time and will allow them to get their product or their service out into the world. And, as I talked about, I think before, I find that the people asking me questions are 10, 15 years either side of my age group. And so that would be my target market, the people with that massive life experience and skill. And this is the only thing holding them back. And to answer the other part of your question, I jumped on your Kajabi link, got the trial, and I have created 18 videos already.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Action and I bought taker. My domain name. I bought Simple Marketing Academy as my domain name. And the 18 videos, though, you guys are going to laugh. With this group, I've got to start from, here is how you create, here is how you create a Facebook page. Here's how you create. So these 18 videos are Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn how-tos. We haven't even gotten to the marketing. That's why I haven't launched it yet. But I also see a community aspect, much like what you do. And then the calls that you do, the Q&A calls.
I think that's a really, that's a great way to do it. There's two things about businesses like this when you transition to the membership model, okay? Number one, you have to be careful with what content you're including because of the nature of the platforms and the way they change. Right? So it's really good to zero that content in as much as possible on the evergreen things, the things that are always true. The problem with businesses like this is the ever-changing nature of the platforms. So if Facebook changes the way you set up a Facebook page, right, which they're about to transition right now, we're actually in the middle of a Facebook shift, right? They're going to turn everything off and turn it back on and it looks different. You got to be really, really careful with how much of that you focus on going forward. And you really want to focus on the strategic evergreen parts of it. The tactical stuff you can do like on member calls, on Q&As. That's more real time, like what's happening now, and then just really, really dial in like creating an evergreen product at first, because the membership is not evergreen, right? The membership is a living, breathing, growing community with a leader. And that's how you build a membership site. That's how you create forever customers. But your content is necessary because the content draws them in, right? It's nice to say, I'll help you turn this on. I'll help you set this up. You just have to be really, really, I don't know, what's the right word? Cognizant? Is that a word, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
Sure. You have to be cognizant about like how evergreen your content is. You can't avoid it always, especially when you're a social media leader, right? Mm-hmm. But be ready to have a plan in place to update that stuff and to be aware of changes. Because the worst thing that can happen is a member to come in and say, I want to start a Facebook page. And they watch your training and Facebook changed it on you and you weren't paying attention to that. And then the more strategic, the more evergreen that content can be, you can fill in the holes in the live component. So just as anytime you're setting up a membership where you're platform dependent, you're teaching these things, be very careful with that. Also, too, you want to focus on I would narrow it down to 3 or 4 platforms and probably not go too far as you're getting into this.
Well, and especially because some of these people probably don't even have one, or maybe they have one,
Right.
And
Yeah.
you said something interesting earlier. You said that you had not started the marketing piece yet, which is why you hadn't opened. But honestly, do you think most of these people have even done the steps that you have already done?
I don't really know the answer to that. And the calls that I've had with people so far have told me some have and some haven't. So I'm finding a real range of people in that range. So I don't even know how to set up a page. But what I've also found is the ones who've done it haven't done it right or completely.
Exactly.
And so
And that's what I was getting at, because I think that maybe you are holding yourself back a little bit saying that you're not ready to open, but I think that you have plenty there to get them going, to get them to optimize what they already have, and to offer your own services, like your Q&As, and you have enough to open right now.
Like that's something that people try to do. Like I have 18 courses and I'm not done yet. Right?
But I'm not quite ready to open.
Like you know what your members are not going to do? They're not going to watch 18 courses. I know they're not going, right? So like you have to Jocelyn's basically saying, like, you're talking to people who want this, and you already have, like, what if you just said, I'm going to teach you how to start a Facebook page, come in for a month, and by the end of the month, we'll have your Facebook page perfect, right? Like, that's the draw, because I'd say these people are probably like, they're professional. They've had a good business for 15, 20 years, but now social media is overwhelming them, and they're getting a little left behind by some of their competitors. And they're probably doing some social media marketing, aka, hey, y'all, we're having a sale Friday on their personal Facebook page, right? Like, that's what they're doing right now. And, you just need to create that bridge immediately and try and get these people to join this thing, right? Do you think 20 people right now who might take you up on a $50 a month beta, like right now, because you reached out?
I know 10. I've got 5 people that I know that are I was just going to have them jump in right away. And what you doing? I'm copying you.
On the beta group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you do. I think, and the point is, it's like the curse of knowledge in the membership world makes us want to dump everything we've ever learned about our field into the membership while it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And like before it opens, basically, you want to everything Jill Fox has ever learned about every client she's ever had. You want to put in your membership, but like right now, your people really just need to start a Facebook page.
What you have to remember, and I think what's hard for a lot of people, is that your audience does not know your end goal. They don't know what Jill's perfect membership looks like. And I think sometimes people make the mistake of thinking, okay, well, if I don't have what in my mind is the perfect model already laid out, then people aren't going to want to join it.
Have you already got modules for Instagram, for Facebook? What do you got in there? What platforms have you already covered?
I've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's basically how to set up the page, how to do your settings, how to post, video, photo, video, photo, and just a link post, and how to find your notifications and read them. So that's why there's so many videos. It's that basic, and you're so right. I hate the idea of having to change this stuff, but when Facebook, which they will, like you said, change. But I also know that people need this. So, as I go forward, you're right. I'm going to have to see. I wanted to get the basics done and then get into very slowly, the strategy. Like, you've got to have a strategy. You can't just whip posts up everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, so that's where
there's nothing wrong with those how-to videos. We have a friend named Monica Louie who does this really interesting, because she teaches Facebook, which
and she also
Facebook
has an agency
ads.
model.
Yeah, she has an agency, and then she has a membership for Facebook ads. But what she teaches, the way she breaks it up is none of her videos are more than like 2 or 3 minutes long. And like the reason she keeps them at 2 or 3 minutes long is because she can change them when something changes. So if you're going to have a membership that teaches a platform that changes often, which every 3 months or so something might tweak, you need to cut it up into really small bits. That way you can change those small bits when they do it. Another strategy for people who do this in memberships is you can do that part live every month, right? So you could have, like, instead of Q&As all the time, you could say, all right, guys, once a month we set up new Facebook pages. So all your new members come in, and then you have a live then you just do it in real time every day. It's a part of your membership, basically. But I would go ahead and reach out to those people and say, hey, this is ready. Here's an offer. Let's see if we can get 10 people in there.
There's more than enough to keep them busy right now.
Because I'm afraid you're going to go down. You are so knowledgeable and such an expert, and like, you do this full time for a massive amount of money. Like, you can command a price that high. It means you know what you're doing. And like, you're going to try to teach everybody everything you've ever learned if you don't get the beginners in. And you're going to find that the beginners only need really 10% of what you know in the next 6 months of your life. Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's going to take them 6 months to a year to even catch up with the first step from you. And you got to figure out, like, there's a really good copywriting trick where you say, if all this did was, right, that's a copywriting trick. It's like a trial close. So like at the end of, if I say, like, hey, Membership Masters, my newsletter is $197 a month. If you have a $50 a month membership, and if all this did was get you 5 members next month,
would it be worth it?
Would it be worth it? And like, so you have to answer that question to yourself. Like, if all this did for these people
was help them to learn how to post better on their social media pages
and get a 10% bump in sales,
Mm-hmm.
right? If all it did was that, they'll probably pay you forever, right? If you could just keep doing that for them month after month and year after year. And you're right now not saying if all this did, you're saying this does it all. Like that's what you're trying to say, right? Like that's the problem when you go down the membership rabbit hole is you realize, oh, I could teach everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and then also you'll get started and you'll realize that people either have questions about things that you didn't think of, or they'll have a need for something that you thought was obvious or something like that. And that's happened to us a lot of times too. You know, we think, oh, well, we know the exact path that people need to go. And when we actually get started, people are like, well, you know, that's nice, but I also need this.
And I'll if all this did is for you, if all you did was find 20 people right now to join at $50 a month, which the way you know how to network, you probably could dig and find that over the next couple months. If all you did was get 20 people to pay you $50 a month, then you would just make 1/7 of your income right now with your membership site. Like you would literally get a raise without adding a single person in your agency. And if all you did was get 20 people to pay you $100 a month, which is probably what this is really a good launch price, right? You would be making almost 30% of what you're making in your agency right now out the gate in the next quarter. So like this is like a call to arms a little bit, I think, is like you're trying to do too much. You're ready to kind of do this, you know?
Well, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys too before I launched it because I felt like I really needed help with pricing. I needed help with what's the best lead magnet, and I wanted to know your launch strategy. So I kind of made myself, well, you know, inviting me on here got me moving, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to really take advantage of the fact that I get to talk to you guys one-on-one for this block of time. And so I did all of those things. I got all of that done from the invite you sent me to our recording date.
Yeah, that's awesome.
An appointment on the calendar or a lot of fire under you, especially when a bunch of people are going to hear it.
Yeah, and like when somebody's paying for it, that's even more incentive.
So do you have an email list right now of any kind? Are you creating content yet, or is this kind of a new branch that you're walking into?
Here's my hypocrite answer to that. I know the right way to. I started a YouTube channel and a podcast a few years ago. They're both very small. The podcast is especially small, and the YouTube channel has probably, I think I have 1,430 followers or
subscribers. That's good. That's
on
really
YouTube.
Good.
But I was kind of just like, you know, just, I don't know, figuring out what I was going to do with it. So I called it the Small Business Social Show, Small Business Social Podcast. And it was very generic on purpose because I wasn't sure the direction. And then it became obvious that my direction was to teach, you know, people that needed this information that were not necessarily reaching my clients. My clients don't want to do it. They don't want to learn it. They don't have time for it. These people do. So one of my questions for you guys is, since these are so small, should I change the podcast and YouTube channel names?
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't worry about it if you had 150,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, names. Hold on,
and like, what's funny is that a lot of people probably don't even know the name.
Sure.
People don't even know our name half the time.
Yeah, like
they're like that's Shane and Jocelyn podcast, or is it the Flip Your Life podcast or the Flip Lifestyle? What is it? The Flip something? You know, like that. That's not
people
important.
Call it everything.
It really doesn't matter like what you do. So totally change that. Have you been driving? So you've not been collecting emails. You've just been getting a little following built, right?
Well, I've got an email list of my connections on LinkedIn. So it's freezing cold, not cold, freezing cold. But I have sent a few emails to that list, and with a massive unsubscribe link, because like you've told people, unsubscribers are a blessing. They're an enormous blessing. And I don't want to bother. And I would say, look, if this is not for you, please. And I actually move it to the top.
Yeah.
And I've gotten some, but not as many as I'd think. And then I did a webinar through our Greater Irvine Chamber of Commerce here in Orange County, which is that's 400 of the Fortune 1,000 companies are based here in Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you have access to people who would probably want
that
this.
Group.
And do you do any advertising for these people, or is it all organic social media marketing?
Mine is all organic.
Perfect.
I think I've run one teeny tiny ad in all the years I've had the agency. It's been LinkedIn and networking and referrals.
That's a good selling
awesome.
point
Oh my
for
God.
your product, because most people can't afford an ad budget. They want to learn how to do organic social media marketing,
Right.
And so you can go out and tell people to do that. So here's my launch strategy for you, really, is change your branding, get all that set, which is log in and change the name a couple times, right? And then really focus the first month or two on trying to tighten your message up for a list. The best lead magnet is probably starting a Facebook page. I think that's what most people will have access to. That's what most people will want to come in at. And you
Or
already
even
have
like
that.
optimizing, because I think a lot of people
Yeah.
probably have one, but
Mhm.
they are not using it properly, or they don't have it. They don't even have their hours on there. That drives me crazy. It's like, if
Yep.
you have a business and you don't have a website,
Yeah.
at least put your hours on your page.
So if you said
Yeah.
start and optimize your Facebook page, that would be a good lead magnet. But the lead magnet is to a free trial. It's not necessarily to an opt-in. So in
Okay.
Kajabi, what you would do is you would set up a pipeline, and the first page of the pipeline would have an opt-in. And then that opt-in would trigger your emails to follow up. And then the opt-in would land on it would say, step 1, name an email. Step 2, get your free trial. But you're going to ask for a credit card when you go into the free trial. And you're going to tell them, hey, we use your credit card to verify your identity that's all we'll use it for. You won't be charged today. You can cancel anytime that you want to, and we'll let you cancel it. Okay. So basically that's what you should do, is set almost like an opt-in up as a free trial, and start strategically thinking, okay, how do I reach out to people organically? How do I reach out to people on this YouTube channel? How do I start building a little hype for this thing? And you pick a date and you open it. And then do personal reach out to those 5 people you think are interested right now, and let them actually put their money where their mouth is. You could tell them it's going to be $100 a month, but I'll let you guys in for 50, right? Just to get a few people into it.
Should I start it at 50?
Yeah, I would. Pricing is a weird thing, like with memberships. Like, I mean, it's 25, 50, or 100. Just pick one. It's like, what do you think it is? Now, different niches have different ceilings, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to raise the price eventually anyway, what does it matter where you start?
The thing about it is, if these people are in business, like, they at least understand the value of good information and like education and investing in themselves. I mean, that being said, you can't make it crazy expensive, because you're trying to help these people who probably don't have a huge budget for stuff like this.
But you can say, hey, it's normally $1,000 to work with me, but I'm starting this membership site. I'm going to have trainings, and you get to talk to me twice a month on these Q&As to ask questions. Normally just sitting down with me in an hour would be X, for an onboarding call. So this is only $50, and you can get in here and you can learn how to do this, and you can make it happen, So pricing is something that I wish people would just look in the mirror and say, stop thinking about your pricing. Like, just pick a price. Like, it's really,
you can always change it.
You can always change it. You can go up, you can go down, you can go left, you can go right, you can go pounds, you can go euros, you can go USD, whatever you want to do, you can change your price. So I think for this, I've seen people charge $100 for social media memberships like this easily,
and
but
just
start at 50.
Look around at the market, see what other people are charging, see what they're offering. I mean, other people are probably not going to do this. If they find you, chances are they're not going to be like, let me see who Jill's competitors are.
Let me shop this around and see who Jill's competitors are. No, they're going to, it's like, why you like us. Like, why are you here? Man, Shane and Jocelyn are hilarious. Like, it wasn't because, I did deep research and compared them to their competitors. No, they were on stage and they were funny. I'm
Those crazy Southerners.
They're really funny.
Well, actually, you knew your stuff 100%, and what you teach and what you share, even just in the podcast. I do this for a living, and I learn stuff from you guys all the time, because I don't know how to market a membership. This is not my area of expertise at all.
It's very different. It's very different. People don't get it.
I couldn't believe it. So I needed this to get started. I just stalled, and as much as you listen to the podcast and everything, and they're super, super helpful, I really needed the roadmap and the direction to, even though this is my business, it's just so 100% different. I didn't know how to do it. And I needed a kick in the butt, which I knew if I was in there, I wouldn't just get away with skating by either.
No, nobody skates by. for the Samses, nobody, right? Yeah. Well, so let's just look at where we're at then, right? Okay, so you have training in your membership area. It's set up and ready to go, right? You have this strong background of reaching out to people and doing that thing, which is actually a great way to get your beta membership off the ground, is to reach out to people and ask them to join it. We just launched a health membership with a guy where he does like keto, and basically that was how it was. It was personal reach outs, personal thing, and we got his beta group locked in now. He's got monthly members. He's learning every minute of every day what they want, right? And that's guiding and shaping his content.
I suspect you have testimonials of people that you've worked with in the past. That
Oh yeah, like your sales copy is going to be ridiculous out of the gate because and
that goes back to the pricing. If you can convince people that the value is there, you can charge whatever you want. It's your job to convince them that you're providing X dollars worth of value every month.
And since you already charge, like you legitimately charge, hey guys, I normally charge $1,000 a month to work one-on-one minimum.
I have higher ones too, but I'm done taking anybody under that. I don't need to, and it's not worth my time.
So all you have to say is, this is normally $1,000 a month to work with me.
But I wanted to make it more accessible.
I want to make it more accessible to people like you. So I'm going to do it's going to be $100 a month, or $99, but join now at whatever. 50 and you just fine. And like, let's see if we can get members over the next 60 days, right? Like, set a date 60 days out from now. You're going to spend your first 30 days cleaning up your stuff, and you're going to launch, right? Like 30 days from now, you're going to start planting those seeds with people, and we're going to getting people into the beta group. When everyone says, how do you launch a membership? I'm like, find someone to join. Like, this is not complicated. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you've got 1, 5, or 55 when you open the door. That's the most important move in getting the membership off the ground, is getting someone to join it, right? And then then it's over. Someone voted with their wallet. Who are you? Oh, you're that person. Oh, let's find more of those, right? Like, now it defines your message, it defines your membership, defines everything. So you just need a date. I just want to see a date in the forums of when you're starting your membership, and that's
how about June 1st?
June 1st. Yeah, that's really fast,
that
Jocelyn.
Sounds pretty good.
Holy smokes! Right.
The only thing is the videos, those 18 videos are on my computer. I'm still learning Kajabi. I've got part of it set up, but I'm a little slow on that end.
Okay, we'll give you till June 15th.
I got till June 15th, right? Then you can start opening the doors.
No reason I should be able to do it by that.
Yeah, the Kajabi is a really easy platform though, because really it's basically upload and type. Like, if you can upload the video to their platform and then you can type the description, you're good. Right. And because it's already got comment threading built into it. You don't have to have a forum. You can just fire up a Facebook group as you launch and then grow into a forum or something later. Right.
We've had a lot of questions about Kajabi. It's something that we're kind of exploring, and we're really liking it. And if you're interested in checking it out, I think they're doing a 28-day free trial right now. We can put that link in our show notes for today, and you can check that out.
So what else is holding you back from all right, so we know that you've got your content covered. We know that it's worth every penny. We know that you can reach out and find a few people right now. What fear or mindset issue? Because you're the kind of person I can tell, the tech thing, I'm going to overcome that. I'm going to do this, right? Yeah. So like, what is really stopping you? Like, I don't feel like you're dreaming big enough here. I feel like you're just trying to dabble, and you're trying to like, oh, I want a membership. I want a few people.
That sounds nice. I might get a few people
have you really set big goals and dreamed bold dreams about this? Like,
probably no. Well, I would like it to hit 100K as far as income. I live in Southern California. I live in Orange County. That'll pay half your bills here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, wait a minute. Then that means to pay all your bills, we're going to 200.
Right. Exactly. And you know what? Let's make it 250.
Yeah, right. Let's just go $250,000 here. So like, look at this though. Here's why we say that. Like, it's membership math, right? We love membership math around here because membership math pays for everything.
It's the only math we can do.
I want to get the kids their own paddle boards. How much are they? $1,000. Okay, 10 members, right? Like, it's like, that's membership math, right? I'll just go out and sell 10 members, go buy whatever I want. So if $250,000 divided by 12 equals 20,000 and 833, right?
And remember, you're not just turning your current business off.
Right, exactly.
No, I'm not going to. I like what I do. It's just I can't.
It's not scalable.
Right, and I don't want to hire someone because these people hire me. They're not, they're hiring me.
So let's say this. Let's just say, if you did this right, maybe you drop 2 clients and you go down $5,000 a month instead of $7,000. All right, so I'm going to minus 5,000 because you're going to keep one-on-one clients. So that leaves $15,833. You divide that by $97 a month. You only need 163 humans on the planet Earth to do this.
That sounds a lot easier the way you do it.
I know, right? It's membership math. Everybody freaks out because they look at the big number, right? But like, and it's not like if you have 163 people, they're all going to pay you forever. I mean, there's other things. There's marketing, there's churn. You know, you might lose 16, 20 of those a month.
That's
you go
a
get 16 to 20 more and you grow.
Small percentage of people on the planet Earth
who need you.
That's a very small percentage of people in the United States of America.
Yeah. So my goal for you would be to here's what my goal would be for you. If I was setting big goals and dreaming bold dreams for you. Okay. I would try to find 20 people over the next 60 days for a beta group at $50 a month. Right.
Okay.
I would learn from them, and you can do this. You can you'll have 20 people by the end of summer. I can just feel it. And then as you're doing some content marketing on the side of that and you're building your audience up a little bit, get that list up again. I'd probably do another beta round of about 20 people at $50 a month. That would be 40 people paying $50 a month, but that's just your founding members. Okay. And then I would set a goal 1 year from now to have 163 people at least $97 a month. And that's $250,000 a year on a run rate of that.
Wow.
And you can really do, I mean, it's only 163 people. How many businesses need social media marketing right now? All of them.
More so now than ever. And I think part of what holds me back too is these guys have been hit hard with the virus. So that's where I struggle with the pricing. And I always want to help. And I tend to go overboard as far as helping. I tend to go way over. I will take care of my clients over what I promise. It just over deliver. And I think that's tough. The other thing that concerns me a little bit is it's just me. And am I going to cap out? Am I going to hit something? I don't know how to.
No, you can run 1,000 people.
But I'm in the
membership
group, so you could help me if I hit something I can't.
Oh, for sure. And like, the hardest thing for coaching agency one-on-one client work people transitioning in the membership model is like it's trying to take the biases and the fears and the challenges and hangups that exist in that one-on-one thing, like over delivering, how many hours it's going to take. Like you can over deliver for 1,000 people in 3 hours a day. It's not that a huge amount of time because it's all condensed into this like comment area or this forum area or one member call, or like you can really over deliver. And every time you answer a question for one person, you're really answering it for 50 others that had that same question. So it's a totally different economy of scale when you talk about the membership service compared to what you're doing like right now. Like you don't have to it's not even close. And just 163 members, like, you're probably going to get about 20 to 30 that show up at each member call. Then the rest of them are going to interact in the thing. The rest of them are going to watch your courses. So you're never even going to be working with probably more than 20 to 40. If you had 150 people, 20 to 40 people at a time, max at a call, probably. It's just a different ball game. I mean, it literally is maximum 10 hours a week with that amount of people. I mean, maximum.
That's all. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
And what's crazy is you serve them well. I mean, it's like, it's not that that's all you spend. It's like it doesn't take any more than that. Right. Yeah.
It's not like that's the bare minimum. I mean, that's like doing a good job.
Yeah. Membership scale. So like if you've got your courses right and you've got your people right, you need 163 people to make $250,000 a year in this business a year from now. So
amazing. And I love the idea of helping others. And I'd like to see, and I'm realistic with my goals. I want to see people fill in the gaps of what they need, get some motivation to go forward. And the ones that really try and put the effort in, I want to see them succeed. Because obviously not everyone's going to succeed because not everyone will put the effort in.
Yeah, for sure. So, that's not going to happen. But when they do succeed, like, our goal, one of our, we've had goals of numbers and things like that, but one of the goals we started talking about in early 2020 this year was we want our members to have more members than we do. Like that's our goal. Like I want members to go do crazy, stupid things. And like we got an email last night, or not like yet. When did she sign up for the podcast? I can't remember. But anyway, she's going to, an upcoming guest on the podcast is a really famous podcaster who has a huge following, and just out of the blue sent us a message and was like, hey, did I ever tell you guys that I have 4,000 paying members active right now?
Oh, by the way, it was because I listened to you.
I know. It's by the way, it's because I joined the Flip Your Life community for a year. I totally forgot to tell you guys that. Like, right. So like, and we're like 4,000 members. That's amazing. Like we want people to like blow it up. Like if you want to go all out and do something like that, do it. If If you want to work 10 hours a week and have 500 members, that's cool. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you want your people to achieve great things,
Right.
And if that's your heart, then your membership's going to be easy. So all right. So let's figure out where we're at now. 1, we're dreaming bigger. Okay. 2, we're going to ramp up this launch time. We're going to stop making 87 courses. Right. And so where are you at right now? Like, what is your goal for the next 24 hours and the next 24 days to make this happen?
I want to do is finish learning Kajabi and get the courses in there. And then I need to create that lead magnet that you were talking about to drive traffic to the free trial. And I think,
well, it's not a lead magnet though. You just need to put that in your community and they get access to it in the free trial.
Oh, I see.
You're just positioning the free trial with a course. Like, I could say, right now I could take, hey, come up with your idea. And then you come in. Or I could say, hey, learn how to set up your membership. And that could be a lead. But I'm just pointing to something that's in the free trial. You don't have to set up nothing new. Yeah.
I actually never even thought about that. That's perfect.
All you have to change in your pipeline is the opt-in form. That's it. Everything else just goes to the free trial, right? Hey, I'll give you this for free if you sign up for a free trial. Hey, I'll give you this for free, and you can target different audiences. That's another thing about membership marketing. It's actually easier because you don't have to create 1,000 lead magnets. You just say it's free for a month and it's in there. Come get it.
I love that. That's so awesome because I'm not a big fan. I'm like you, Shane. I could talk for 37 hours straight, but I don't want to write. I don't want to do it. I just don't like it.
And you know what? That's cool. Like, you know yourself, you know what you want to do, you know what you don't want to do, and outsource the things you don't want and do the things that you do want.
So it's May 20. What is today? 8th?
Yes.
It's May 28th. Can't we launch this by June 15th? Can't we find 5 beta members by June 15th? And then we find 20 more on July 1st. And then, can't we do that? I think we can do that.
I think so. I've been really working hard at it. But now I do have one more question for you guys, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
This is your product now. How do you email market this to your list? How do you start from where I am?
I would start in the Flip Your Life community with Shane's first 7 emails course that everyone should create as a baseline, right? So basically the general flow of it is, the first thing you have to do is tell people who you are and what you do and indoctrinate them to follow you online. You got to tell them everything about you and your background and all that stuff. We're going to wrap up this. We're going to finish. I'm going to take over and take this on. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. She goes, she just said, I'm really hot, and she went inside. So
I wonder if it's the bug stuff.
No, I don't think so. I think it's the sun shining right in on us on the left.
Oh, that'll do it. That would do it to me too.
All right. So when you're writing your email sequence, the first thing you want to do is indoctrinate people to what you're doing. All right. The second thing you want to do at the exact same time is deliver what you promised. Right. So in your case, if they sign up for that free trial, what would happen is they would basically get 2 emails. They would get one that says, hey, here's my story. Here's what I do. Here's why I'm awesome. Here's why I'm cool. Here's where you can connect with me. The second email gives them immediate delivery, right, of what they asked for. So you have an email that says, thanks for signing up for X. It's inside the community. Click here and log in. Okay. Then we use what we call wow bonuses and unexpected bonuses to really rev people up and keep them a member over that 30 days. So the next 30 days, you're going to send them like a bonus, like tell them about another training. You're going to reach out to them and ask them to reply to you so that you know more about them. You're going to give them an unexpected bonus. Maybe it's a course that's not in the community or something like that. Or maybe it's a free one-on-one session or whatever you decide to make an unexpected bonus. And the whole goal is to make sure that free trial turns into an actual paying monthly member, right? Okay. So that's the difference. It's not the sales pitchy, I got to get you to buy the thing, I got to get you to do this, got to do that. They've already opted in. They've already said, yeah, this is pretty cool. I want to check this out for 30 days, right? Our goal is just to convince them to pay the membership price at the end of the month. So if you deliver value, you're going to be inviting them to member calls. You're going to be bribing them a little bit. You know, one thing I like to do is put a little discount there about 3 days out from renewal. Hey, you're renewing in 3 days. We want to give you a little 10% discount for life, just a little bribe, right? You're just trying to get them to renew, right? So the first step is convince them to try it for free, not hard. The second step is just convince them to join. And once they join once, then twice, and then 3 times, all of a sudden you become a habit in their life, right? you become a thing that they look forward to. Ooh, a member call, right? Ooh, new course in the community. Ooh, somebody asked a good question in the forums or the Facebook group, right? So that you become a part of their life then, and that's what creates that momentum that keeps them paying month after month. That's why you can go get 163 people and make $250,000 a year. And even though a few may leave each month, you just replace those few, right? And that's how you grow.
It should be doable. There's enough people out there, and I've got the skill, and I definitely love helping people. So, yeah, it should be doable, right?
Awesome. And in the Flip Your Life community, if you look at the email training, there is a template that you can write those emails with. Okay.
As you started going through it, I remember now I'm through about, I'd say probably 3/4 of the training. And even though like I said, I teach, I do social media. I've spoken at colleges as a guest lecturer, even here in Southern California. But what you guys teach is something different. And somebody like me still needed all that information. So it was so helpful. I definitely could not have gotten this going without the community and without your membership site.
What an awesome conversation with Flip Your Life community member Jill Fox. Man, she is really a go-getter. I know she's going to go out there and take action and take everything to the next level. And I'm excited to have Jocelyn back.
I'm back.
Jocelyn, she kind of got sick a minute ago, right in the middle of the interview, and ran out which in our 6 years of podcasting has never happened.
Yeah, that's a first.
That was definitely a first. So
yeah, it's really hot out here today, and I think I just got too hot. And
so
I don't know.
Hey, listen, for those of you who are starting podcasts, YouTube channels, just gotta remember, crazy things happen. The show must go on. You got to be a professional. You got to keep going through it.
If you threw up in the middle of a podcast,
you got to come back.
Come on back.
You just got to come back and finish it up. Okay. All right, guys, before we go, we got a couple more segments for you guys. One of them is our can't miss moment section. This is a part of the podcast where we talk about things that we get to do now, or parts of our life where we get to experience now that we didn't get to or would not have been able to do in our old jobs when we were working those 9 to 5s. My can't miss moment this week is actually just realizing the network of people that we've been able to connect with over the years and that we're hanging out with now, and just the caliber of entrepreneur that we've been able to, not only just meet, not only just like shake hands with, but like become friends with and to kind of do life with. A bunch of my friends, we go on this houseboat trip every year where we, mastermind, we talk business, and we swim, and we ride jet skis, and we do all the same. We go out in the middle of nowhere where there's no cell phone service. And it's one of the things I really look forward to in the year. And every year we kind of rotate 2 people on the trip. So there's a core group of guys, and then we bring in a couple new people every year to kind of freshen it up. And, the people that are coming this year, it's just like every year it just goes up a notch. These people who I was like, I would have loved to have just met 5 years ago. And now I'm spending days and days and time with them and becoming friends with them and building relationships with them. And if you just keep going in this journey and you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, these opportunities to build these amazing friendships and relationships just keep, opening up for us. So, I actually was kind of in awe of the people we have been hanging around lately the other day. And I think that's definitely my can't miss moment for this week is just, man, I heard a quote one time that said your net worth is directly related to your network. And man, our network is really going up in net worth lately. And I think that's going to be pretty cool to see what happens with that in the future.
Yeah. So my can't miss moment this week definitely is not the vomiting during the podcast.
Only on this show would this be talk about conversations.
So, yeah, my note honestly is just being able to get out a little bit. Here in Kentucky, I don't know if you guys have followed much about the whole quarantine situation, but like ours has been really, really strict.
Really strict, like travel bans, leaving your county, and things like that.
But in good news, like our coronavirus cases are actually going down. We're one of the few states who are in decline right now. So because of that, we have been sort of like gradually seeing a couple of people here and there. And one of the things that we've been doing is we've been having gymnastics lessons, like one-on-one gymnastics lessons, actually 2-on-1, with one of Anna's friends. So she gets to see one of her friends, and I get to see one of my mom friends, and it just makes life feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah, so getting back to normal, that's amazing. Piggybacking on that too, just also too, like our business amazingly has grown substantially during the coronavirus pandemic. I mean, we've seen a massive influx in all of our companies, like all of our memberships have grown. All of our revenue has grown. And I know so many people out there and have lost jobs and things like that. And man, it's just horrible what's happening in the economy. And even locally, our school superintendent at the county we used to work at, they fired all of the coaches. And I used to be a football coach. Like they just sent out a thing, pink slipped all of them for next year. And they eventually would take that back, but they're one of only the few counties in the state that did. Like most of the counties are just firing coaches. And I couldn't help but think last week, that could have been me. Like if I hadn't have started my online business, if I hadn't have created these memberships and we hadn't have done all the things that we've done, we would, instead of growing in our income right now, we would have just lost a substantial part of that income because we would have lost part of our jobs. So, just really super thankful that all of that is going well and going good. And that we're seeing not only us grow, but our community memberships are growing, our friends' memberships are growing, and their revenue is growing. And man, the online world is on fire right now. And it just really is a good time to be in the space. And if that sounds like something you would like, if you would like to be in the business world, in a space that is growing and it's not, just a victim of all the circumstances that are happening out there, we would love to help you do that inside of the Flip Your Life community. That's where we help people just like you start, build, and grow membership sites of your own. You can learn more about the Flip Your Life community at flippedlifestyle.com/free. And if you want to, you can try a 30-day trial today. All you got to do is go sign up. 30 days, you can get it totally for free, access to all of our courses. You'll get access to 2 member calls, and you'll get access to everybody inside of the Flip Your Life community. That's flippedlifestyle.com/free. We would love to help you get started in launching your membership site just like we helped Jill today. All right, guys, that is all the time that we have for today. But before we close the show, we wanted to leave you with a Bible verse. Jocelyn and I love to read the Bible. We get a lot of our inspiration and motivation from the Bible. And today's Bible verse comes from Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. In the Bible, it says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." Now, listen, there may be a lot of people in your life that doubt your dream. There may be a lot of people in your life that don't understand what you're trying to do for your family's future, but we get it. And all the people in the Flip Your Life community get it. And we would love to have you as a part of that community too. So if you want to surround yourself with great people and you want to surround yourself with people who want to take you to the next level and help you dream bold dreams and set big goals, that's the place to do it. That's all the time we have for this week, guys. Until next time, get out there, take action, do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.
Bye.
First take.
Not my first time.
Not your first rodeo, Jocelyn Sands.
Yeah, although sometimes I mess it up about 10 times. So
I have days like that. Either everything goes well when I record or I just go, okay, forget it.